Hello and welcome to Railtex at the NEC in Birmingham. This is an exhibition this year is actually combined with Infrarail that's been running from the 7th to the 9th of September at the NEC in Birmingham. We've been here, we've been pleasantly surprised to the number of people coming out, returning to exhibitions, returning to face-to-face meetings. We've been super impressed with the organisers here at Mac Brooks who run this exhibition and the NEC management as well, that they've really been trying to make sure everyone's safe and secure, and we've gone through big COVID tests coming into the building. Today, while I'm here, I just want to give you a quick whistle-stop tour of our stand and capture what we've been doing these 3 days. And if anything here is of interest to you, just get in contact with us and we can set up a meeting, a Teams, or even a real meeting face-to-face with you. The contact details you'll find on our LinkedIn page. So firstly, let's talk about wireless charging, because we're at the front of our stand at the moment, and wireless charging is really something that we're very proud of, and we believe that has moved forward in the last 2 years. 2 years ago it was at the embryonic stage. People were thinking about upgrading their phones. Now most modern smartphones have got wireless charging on them. Even if you don't use them and you use the cable, you can charge your phone now without a cable, which is perfect for train journeys, because if you get on a train and you're getting low on power, and this happens to me personally all the time, we call this low battery anxiety or low power anxiety. I've got 5% on my phone, I'm trying to get home, I want to call ahead to say, can I have a lift please, or WhatsApp somebody, and I've got 5% power, oh no, I forgot my cable. So this is where EAO comes in with wireless charging. We have here on this unit at the front of our stand what we call our table devices, and these two are top loading. So this one here is the top loading adapter, which we've been working with Siemens on. This color, this grey color, is a color that they've chosen. And of course it doesn't have to be grey, we can offer it in any colour you like. We'll probably offer it as black as standard, but if you wanted it in red or green or yellow or pink or whatever you would like, then get in contact, because we can do custom colours. This unit is very much designed for the installation teams, that it's plug and play. There's a 3M heavy duty adhesive around the ring of this unit. It pops in from the top. There's a Wago connector at the side, which the train operator will just plug in, or the train installation team would just plug in, and you're good to go. So that's what we call the top loading adapter, and it's supplied fully fitted like that. If you want something slightly smaller, thinner, we have what we call here our SMC unit, which is a much narrower design. The panel depth is much smaller. But this would be supplied to you as a kit, so you'd receive the charger unit, the charging device, and this front fascia, which then would have to be glued on using the adhesive that comes with it, and you would then connect to that using the USB, the micro USB connector that's fitted in the device. Now most people would be happy to bond this from the top, but if you need an extra layer of security, we can also offer it with a metal panel. Let me just show you this metal panel here. So this is here. You can have a metal panel or a metal plate that actually screws from the underside as well, to give an additional layer of security, or anti-vandal proofing. So this is the units here. They're now all available in 10 watt. Previously we had them in 5 watt. Now they're available in 10 watt, so faster charging. You can now charge your phone pretty quickly. With our units, you can actually charge them from 0 power. So if you've got 0 power, you can still bring the phone back to life. And as you can see, this unit's charging now. Now EAO has always been built, it doesn't matter if it's a switch, a panel, or a wireless charger. Our whole reason to be is about offering solutions to our customers. So we understand, in particular for refurbished trains, that there'll be a power somewhere on the train, and from that we have to try and link to that power and get them to the wireless unit. So in addition to the wireless units themselves, we also offer power supplies, and we offer a custom cable service as well. You give us the drawings of the train, and we will then come back to you with the schematics of how that needs to be wired, what cables you need, what connectors you need, and we'll even build the cables for you. So this is the new 12 volt power supply, which is designed for the 10 watt chargers. If you wanted to go for the older 5 watt chargers, we can also offer a 5 volt power supply as well, and the input range of that is huge. So it doesn't matter if you're running on 110 AC or 230 AC, or even on this one we go down to 90 volts AC. the range, the input range. We're trying to have one power supply that can cover a multitude of inputs. If you don't need four devices, that's not a problem, because we have here one that runs on 2 devices. So if you've got a requirement for a very small table, or just for a couple of armrests, and maybe it's just in the first class area and you don't need to charge 4 chargers, then we have a lower cost, smaller 2 charging unit as well. So what I've shown you here on the front of our stand is basically how we can charge wirelessly on tables or armrests, but from the top. So we're mounting the units from the top. Now, not all table builders will want to do that. Sometimes they would like to have the wireless unit built inside their table. So let me show you here. This is the table. This is the table that we've built with our own custom top. Beautiful Swiss train here. And here we've actually mounted the chargers from the underside. There's a metal plate there to stop them being removed. And as you see, if I just pop this on here, it's now charging. Now, the benefit of charging your phone wirelessly on a table or a flat surface is every phone manufacturer puts the receiver in a different place. Whilst there's an international standard now for wireless charging, which is called Qi, which is this logo here, QI, Qi, there isn't an international standard as to where the receiver is on the phone. So it may be that Apple is here, for example, Samsung is here, and Sony is here, for example. Now, on a flat surface, that's not a problem, because you just move your phone around till it bleeps at you or until it buzzes, and then you know you're charging. With this Apple phone we've got there, I think this is an Apple iPhone X or 11, and it's a large one. You can see that we can do it right in the middle and it's charging. Now, our mission at EAO is to try and have a charging position on every seat of every train, and we understand that not every seat has the luxury of a table. Some have back-to-back airline style seating, so we have to find another way then to get the charging to the passenger. And the way we do this is on this unit here, which is what we call the holster unit. And this unit here is now seat back. And now, to get over that problem, we said that the receiver in the phone is in a multitude of different positions. We've now put a multiple number of coils all the way along this unit here. So it doesn't matter what phone you've got, any modern smartphone, if you plug it in, it will charge. There we go, it's charging. If I've got it, this is an Apple. If I had a Samsung or a Sony, I put it in here. It can take any modern smartphone width, even the big ones, and depth as well. We've got a patent on how we actually hold the phone in place. There's some brackets in here which we've got a patent on. Now, we also appreciate that all passengers, well, not all passengers have got wireless phones. Not all passengers want to charge their phone wirelessly. Maybe some crazy idea that people actually bring these things called cables with them on the trains. So if you're old school and you want a cable, every unit we have here has a USB device in it as well, so I can charge my phone. I can never get these in the right way. There we go. If I charge my phone there, I can now charge it old school with a cable. Now, that's not just on this seat back version. If we refer back to the table versions, which we showed you at the front of our stand, and this one that we've built into this table, there is a unit here as well at the side where we can plug in. Now, we know that the USB cable is always if there are people, unscrupulous people on trains that want to damage these units, it's always the USB connector that tends to get damaged first. It's the weakest point in this charging unit. So we've designed this in a way that you can actually take this bracket out here, pull out the USB connector to the charger, and you can replace that. So we'll offer that as a maintenance part, and we also do that on this one here as well. If you unscrew this here, this drops down, and there's a little interchangeable connector there which will support maintenance requirements if the USB is damaged. If you don't want it with a USB, we can blank this off as well. That's not a problem. We're trying to future-proof this, that if people don't have wireless phones, they can still charge their phone with a cable here. Okay. Finally, we'll talk also about iBeacon. Now, each one of these chargers here is available with iBeacon. This is an additional unit that we can put in each charger, which gives you the ability to communicate as a train operator with your passenger, and as a passenger with your train operator, because there is then a protocol that this unit is called iBeacon. It's quite a standard technology now. It's pulsing like a lighthouse, and when you put your phone on here, it's recognizing that you have an iBeacon on your phone, and if you have the train operator's app in, you can then check in. I've now just checked into seat 43. You see here? Sorry, seat 27. So seat 27 I've just checked into. So the train operator, if they've got our API, they can then offer things like additional services like trolley services. Maybe you check into your seat, so we can have a live seating reservation system just by putting your phone on here. Maybe it knows that you're getting off at High Wycombe, for example, and it gives you a vibration 2 stations before to say, don't forget to get off the train, or don't forget your phone. But some people would leave their phones in the actual charger, so there's a notification or a warning to say it's time to get off, and maybe you press a button there to actually organize your own taxi as well. Maybe there's a whole stream of taxis linked to this app, and when you get to High Wycombe, you've pressed a button and you've called the taxi firm. So that's it. That's the range of passenger interface wireless chargers. Everything you need to know about this is at eao.com/passenger-interface. eao.com/passenger-interface. I say that's it. That's not it at all. Let's have a quick look here. This is our Sliderflex version. Now this is the next generation unit here, where we've actually decided to offer a unit with a moving arm. It's just super robust. There's no way you're going to remove this arm. Look, I think the chair will come off before the arm does. And this allows you to operate this in a portrait or a landscape option, which you can't do on the Holster version. The Holster is much more designed for super robust, I would even say off-highway vehicle type applications. But in a train environment, the journey is pretty stable on the tracks, thank goodness. So you're not getting huge jolts or bumps on a train journey. So this will hold this in pretty robustly. Look, there are going to have to be some serious problems on the train, and the phone is still intact. The beauty of this is then you can charge your phone with or without a case, and you can charge your phone. Here we have this in landscape, but you can also charge it in portrait. And if you look here, it can take some pretty big phones in here. Yeah, and we call this Sliderflex. There's a patent going through this at the moment. It also has a USB option here. It also has the iBeacon option on here. And the other thing just to mention as well is we really appreciate that every seat is different. This seat here is quite a perfectly flat back on the seat. Some seats have curved profiles. So we also offer customized interface plates or brackets. This, what you see here, is something that we've made purely for Railtex to get this on the seat. But this is something else we can offer. In addition to customized cables and power supplies, we can also offer these interface plates or brackets. So your train refurbisher has a kit of everything they need: power supply, cable, interface brackets. We can even supply instructions of where you need to screw the holes, supply bolts, so that they get almost like a, I would say super easy to understand instructions and a kit of how to install that on a train for refurbishment. Now if you're a chair manufacturer, maybe you want to make your own integrated unit inside your own chair and you don't want the EAO unit on the back, well then we can sell you just the charging technology here, which is our multi-coil unit, and then you can then integrate that in your chair, and it operates through leather, it operates through plastic and most modern materials. So you could actually embed it into the surface of your chair. But then how you mechanically mount the phone onto the chair, as a seat designer, that sits in your remit, and we just offer this technology here. One other thing to mention is, of course, as with any refurbishment project or any additional service that you offer for your passenger, firstly, this really enhances the passenger experience. To be able to charge their phone without a cable, like you can in your car now, is pretty amazing. If you have the iBeacon to be able to communicate with your passenger, you can also get improved statistics as to who's traveling on your trains and why they're traveling on your trains. That is also a huge benefit using the iBeacon. And I'd say the third thing is you can also use this as a marketing tool. You can put advertising in your app, of course, but you can also brand these chargers for a particular brand. If you think about in London, we have the bicycles in London, which are sponsored by Santander. They're all painted red and got Santander logos all over them. Well, you could do the same with this. There's nothing to stop us supplying this to you sprayed in Santander red or Coca-Cola red. Other brands of soft drink are available, but you could brand it however you want on here. We could put their logo here. If you see where it says EAO, that's just a sticker. It doesn't come with this, but we can put their logo here, brand it their color, and in effect your sponsor is helping to finance the installation of these units. So we're very proud of the passenger interface. wireless charging on trains, and I can now really tell you that is the end of my bit on the passenger interface. Let's talk now about some switches. This is the Series 57, next generation door opening switch. This is the next generation for the 56 that you see in a lot of trains, in particular in the UK and across mainland Europe. So the 56 has been superseded by the 57. Of course, the 56 is still available. The benefit of this is it has the whole surface of the switch is the switch. Previously, it would only be this metal or this middle lens area which you could press. Now I can press it here, 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 even with an elbow, and it operates. We've got two different colours of LEDs, so green and red. So if you're colourblind, you might miss one or see the other one, and that can be configured by the train operator as to how it illuminates under what scenarios. That's the 57. We can do it with a nice stainless steel bezel now, which is super long life. And this particular unit's got a life of around 1 million operations in the specification. We ran a test a couple of years back to see if that was realistic, and I think we stopped the test at around 12 million operations. We had a robot hitting this several times a minute, and after 12 million operations, let's turn the machine off because the robot's running out of life now. So it's 1 million operations, but we know this can, we believe, run the life of a train. It will absolutely run up to the half-year refit, which is typically in the UK around 15 years. Okay, we've also designed this version here, which is flush mounted for high-speed trains. We appreciate that anything we can do to improve the aerodynamics of a train, less things sticking out of the side of the train, improves the efficiency of a high-speed train. So we've designed this version now of a high-speed rail. We manufacture the whole panel, the door out of service indicator, a multi-tone sound module, a buzzer of some kind, and also the switch itself. But that's super flush. If you compare this to the traditional unit we would have sold for body side door opening units. Call for aid is something else we can also offer. This is a panel here which has got a microphone, a speaker, and then various different status indicators. When you press that and you call for help, it's saying please wait. When the train driver is talking to you, then it's asking you to listen, and then when you're talking back to it, it's asking you to speak, like an intercom system. We've got a unit just in the corner here of our stand where we show you it with actually a flip up security panel to stop accidental operation, which is also something we can offer. And because it's made by EAO, you already know that it's available any colour you want, with any configuration you want, because we appreciate every train operator has different requirements. Right, so we'll just quickly show you what we're doing with lighting. So this is a LED lighting unit that has been built for a particular train. This is a refurbishment retrofit requirement where we've actually had to design the metal enclosure specific for that unit. This has a very bright LED colour in it, but the colour tone that we can offer is absolutely what our customers require, what the train builder or the refurbisher wants. They may want a very bright daylight style light. They may want something more warm. We can offer it with sensors in it, so that if you go under a tunnel, the light becomes brighter, and we can also offer it with a second installation of LEDs in there, and then it flips between one set of LEDs and the second set of LEDs, which would double the life of it, and it would also create a backup if one set of LEDs became malfunctioned. So there's dual redundancy built into it. This is a unit we've built for one of our customers where they wanted an emergency stop all the way along the train, but they found that when people were pressing the button, they didn't know where they were pressing them. So by putting an LED halo ring around it, the train operative could look down the train and see quite clearly a graphical symbol via this illumination. This button's been pressed in here, and then go to that area of the train and deal with whatever the reason is that the button's been pressed. EAO is, of course, since 1947, a very respectable switch company, built on a foundation of building super reliable switches which are innovative and intuitive. We also offer these in bespoke panels. So if we look here, this is a complete driver's panel here that we've built in conjunction with our friends at DB ESG, where they would just basically unscrew the old, very old train panel that was there and put this new super modern train panel in there, and the gauges would go in here. It's built in with exactly the same connectors that they have already, so it's plug and play. Unplug, plug in a whole new driver's panel. And that's really what we do. We're much more than a switch manufacturer. You can see various door opening and door closing panels here. On the other side of our stand we have toilet panels, and up here we have multi-legend indicators. So these are warning indicators that can go in drivers' cabs or in guards' panels, which give off various warning signs or even green lights to say things are okay, status indicators. They can be offered whatever legend you want on there, in whatever colour you want, and whatever configuration you want. Here we've got 10, here we've got 2x3, here we've got a very long panel with a dimmable area on it as well. So here the driver can dim if they don't want that too bright as they're driving. So we're also, in addition to trying improving the passenger experience, we're trying to improve the driver experience at the same time. So let's just move along just quickly here and show you our toilet panels, and then that's the end of our tour of Railtex 2021. So here we have a panel here that's designed for a toilet, but we have two here, open, close and lock. Another version of it here, open, close and lock. And we'll just quickly show you the one now. This is for the washing. So this is for the water or for the hand dryer. And we'll just quickly show you this unit here, which is one that we've put on Hitachi trains, where they wanted more of a sliding switch. This switch actually has a speaker in it. Maybe you can't hear that, but it says warning, door is unlocked, or warning, door is locked. There's a voice behind that. And for Hitachi, we wanted to do it in a way that when you moved it to the unlocked position, a bolt would come in to say, hey, you can't move this now. And there's a shot bolt just here that pops out that mechanically holds this switch in place. Now, I could talk about switches and wireless chargers and illumination for days. And I really appreciate your time checking out our small tour of Railtex 2021. Please check out our website at EAO.com. We're going to lots of trade shows around the world as trade shows and exhibitions start to open up again. And thank you for your time today. Stay safe. And if you need anything, EAO.com.